as we know by now, the coronavirus has caused immense financial hardship for millions of people. But unfortunately, just because your paycheck shrinks or disappears doesn't mean your bills do. So how can you still chip away at your debts while being stretched thin? The experts weigh in this edition of The Rebound Kentucky. Like so many people, when the coronavirus hit, Deanna Cofield-Rawlings lost her job.
I was furloughed as soon as non-essential businesses were asked to stop. I was out of a job.
Immediately, she filed for unemployment, received the check, and everything was great until it wasn't.
So that happened. So all was well. And then I never got a check again.
Nearly 2 months later, that check is still the only one she has received. She cut out all non-essential expenses and has had to rely heavily on an emergency fund for relief, but she says that is now gone.
I'm lucky. I am one of the lucky people. I did have some savings. So I had been living off of my savings. But it was starting to run out and I was really starting to panic.
She says she's lucky because she knows so many others aren't in the same boat. And whether it's rent, credit card bills, student loans, or car payments, the bills simply don't stop even after your paycheck does.
It's definitely a stressful time for a lot of people.
The experts at Credit Card Insider recommend if you find yourself in this position, start by taking a look at what you absolutely need to pay now.
Make a list of your priorities financially. So, if you've got 10 bills that need to be paid, what are the most important? Is it rent or your mortgage? Is it an expense for your children?
He says from there, at least try to pay the minimum amounts. This ensures you stay in good standing and doesn't do any damage to your FICO score.
It's important to lay out all your bills, all your debt payments, and say what are the minimums, and then how much do I owe total on these, and also your interest rate on them. And from there, you can make a plan to pay down those debts.
And finally, he says communicate. Most banks and loan companies are working with people right now because they know money is tight. So don't be afraid to ask for help.
If you know you're going to be late on a payment or you're going to be struggling to make at least the minimum, right now is the best time to contact your issuer, contact your bank and say, hey, I'm really struggling. What can you do to work with me? And thanks to the CARES Act right now, if you enter into an agreement for debt relief or temporary waiver of late payments, stuff like that, and you hold your end of the bargain, they can't put your account into a negative status.
As for Deanna, just this week she heard back from unemployment and she is set to receive her payments any day. She says she knows they are working hard, but says for those who need the money, it can be a scary time.
I think be the squeaky wheel if you're really in trouble. If you have time to wait, they will get to you.
So to recap, pay the most important bills first. Try to pay the minimum balances on everything you owe, and communicate with your bank or lender to try and get some help. And for other resources, head to lex18.com/rebound. And once again, you can find more information about the Rebound Kentucky online, including resources about getting back to work, making ends meet, and all of our previous stories. Again, that address, lex18.com/rebound.